host of the Gridiron.
Never say never. Kirk Cousins might be the answer for the Giants. And the thing is that with the obviously the Falcons, right? I mean, they drafted a quarterback last season, right? Cousins at times last year wasn't too bad, but at times he was not very good either, right? And to pay the guy a lot of money. Now, if just I don't know, according to this article, would make a ton of sense to keep Kirk Cousins around on the Falcons roster. Now, it may not happen right away, but Falcons don't seem interested in trading Kirk Cousins right now. Simply doesn't make any sense, though. They benched Cousins at the end of the season in hopes that Michael Penix Jr. could push their team to the playoffs, and the rookie nearly did. It wasn't a miraculous season for Penix, but it was comparable to, if not better than, what Cousins did at quarterback number one. We all knew where this was going when the Falcons drafted Penix at number 9 overall last year. We all know where this is going in 2025. When the season starts, Penix will be on the field and Cousins will land elsewhere. Why delay the inevitable? Teams often protest loudest about trading a player before they trade that player. That's why I'm not buying the reports that Cousins isn't on the trade block. I just think the offers haven't yet hit Atlanta's asking price. Would a high fifth rounder do it? Nor do I think the music has stopped playing in the quarterback version of musical chairs. Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota are dragging things out. Russell Wilson and Pittsburgh are still waiting. And so are the Giants. So the problem for New York is that Rodgers will likely pick between Minnesota and Pittsburgh, and then Wilson will likely be picked between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. And then that leaves the Giants without a quarterback. Well, without a veteran signal caller, right? But New York has a number 3 overall pick where it could land Shedeur Sanders as projected in the many mock drafts. The growing consensus is that Miami quarterback Cam Ward will go first overall to the Titans. But there's an issue with Sanders going to New York, and it has nothing to do with Sanders himself. It's about the Giants' leadership, which is entering the season on the hot seat. It's unlikely that Sanders can save the jobs of coach Brian Daboll and general manager Joe Schoen. A rookie's year is often too turbulent to change public opinion. Well, the thing is, it's, what you have to wait and see, is that if the Giants were to draft Sanders, would it give, sometimes it does, would it give Schoen and Daboll like a mulligan? We won more games. We had another good draft class. The quarterback play wasn't what we wanted, but he was a rookie. Let's see what he does the second season. So I'm going to keep Schoen and Daboll around again. We only won 6 games in 2025. Let's see if we win more. See if Shedeur does better. So maybe it gives him another year. I'll have to wait and see. Or is it, the Schoen and Daboll need to start winning. That's why they're trying to get Rodgers in there. So we're going to have to wait and see. I think that's where Cousins comes into play. He might be the answer to the Giants' problems. Not saying it's a no-lose proposition, but I am saying it's the best solution for a desperate franchise with desperate leaders on the verge of losing their jobs. Cousins is a Hail Mary. You got that right. But that's all New York has time for. Sanders is more like a 2-minute drive. Cousins is 36 years old, a year younger than Matthew Stafford. Cousins is coming off an Achilles injury in October 2023. But when it comes to recovery, now is about the time he might start looking like himself again. Now, the one thing is when you got the Achilles, usually sometimes you can come back, but are you fully 100%? Was he fully 100% last year? Quite possibly not. So, let's see. He had Kirk Cousins had rough patches last year. But there were games when he looked like he still had game. Like remember, in game 2 against Philadelphia in week 2. Both games against Tampa and a strong performance against Dallas. Yeah, I tell you what, the game that he won in Philadelphia, I mean, he pulled that one out of the fire. I tell you what. Whew. There's no doubt that things spiraled in his final 5 games in Atlanta. Yeah. Whew. Just his touchdown to interception ratio. He threw what? 18 touchdown passes, and he had 16 interceptions. Not too good. Makes you wonder why the Falcons didn't bench him sooner. But it's also all you really need to know about whether they'll trade him. They've got to. You can't have him sitting on the bench making $40 million. Wow. You trade him now and relieve $2.5 million in cap space, where you trade him after June 1st and you get a $27.5 million in cap savings. But that's after June 1st. The problem is with that, right? You trade him after June 1st. Almost all the teams got their quarterbacks in place, right? So it's going to be tough to wait till after June 1st to trade him. But if somehow they could trade him after June 1st, they would save themselves $27.5 million in cap savings. Either way, the Falcons have to jettison Cousins for the sake of Penix. No one wins if those two guys are on the same roster. That's the one thing is that Bill Parcells said. I believe it was Bill Parcells said if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. Right? You need to just have one quarterback. If traded to New York, Cousins would earn $27.5 million in salary. He'd have Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton, and Tyrone Tracy to throw the ball to, and Wan'Dale Robinson. Maybe with Cousins aboard, the Giants could convince a few free agent offensive linemen to head to New York. In the draft, the Giants could take the best available player, or perhaps even better, trade back with a team that wants Sanders. The Las Vegas Raiders, who picked 6, or the Saints, selecting number 9, might be on the market. I know it doesn't sound amazing for Cousins or even for the Giants. That's the nature of the phase of this offseason. When Cousins is getting slotted into the last available opening, this is where the musical chairs analogies come up short. The seats are all the same in those games. People are just happy to sit anywhere because any chair is safe. But in the NFL, every seat is different, and the Giants might just have the worst one to offer. It's hardly safe. Oh, you got that right. If the Giants want to surprise people in 2025, they shouldn't take Sanders. They should take the type of passer that Sanders might develop into. Cousins, and they should do what they can do to rebuild around him. I like it. I don't love it. But the best for Cousins and the Giants are going to get. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. But I mean, as I said in that article, if they wait until after June 1st to trade him, they would save a lot of money. But I mean, you wait till after June 1st. I mean, almost every roster is going to have all their quarterbacks. So it doesn't make much sense. But so there are a lot of options out there for the Giants, right? Still a lot of options. I mean, if if Rodgers decides to go someplace, there's still Wilson. There might be Cousins. There might James Winston, right? So there's plenty of options. The one thing is that the Giants are not a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl, and it doesn't matter who they bring in here. If they bring in a good quarterback, we should hopefully we should get some more wins. But regardless of the situation, we're not going to the Super Bowl, right? So, all right, guys, been 1 hour and 20 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replay, this once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants! Woo! Oh, yeah.